recording now. All right, we want to get our, let's get a fresh sheet here so that I can walk through this again. This is for my benefit. So we want to go and get this template that I set up here for this problem. All right, I have a template here that says inverse function. All right, I can see the tension is building, or the anticipation is building. So our goal here is to determine inverse function. We're given this function, and it's asking us to find the inverse function. So this f to the minus 1 is the way that we represent an inverse function. And that's what we're going to try to do here. So let's just say that we have a couple of steps to do here. We are going to set our function equal to a new variable, and I'm going to choose y. And we're going to write down what we have here at the beginning. So we have 3x divided by 5, and that's added to 11. So essentially what we're going to do is to take this piece right here and solve for the variable x. So we're just going to get x in terms of y. So it's just taking the inverse. So we'll go to our text box here and we'll just start this. So first of all, we want to get x by itself, or x on the left-hand side. So I'm just going to say x, 3x divided by 5 plus 11 is equal to y. All right, we're going to do regular algebra here. We're going to first of all look for addition and subtraction, and we have an addition, so we're going to do the opposite function or the opposite operation. So we're going to say minus 11, that will cancel with that, and that means we have y minus 11. So let's rewrite that. Now we're going to have minus 3x divided by 5 is equal to y minus 11. All right, now we're going to look for addition and subtraction. We have both, so what we can do is to take the reciprocal of this number. So what we're going to do is to multiply both sides by minus 5 over, oh, we got too many. We'll just, what we want to multiply by is 5 divided by minus 3. All right. And then we're just going to do the same thing to both sides. So we're going to have y minus 11, and we're going to multiply that by the same thing. So again, we're multiplying both sides by 5 minus, or 5 divided by, the reciprocal is 5 divided by minus 3. All right, so we are going to see that the 5 cancels the 5, the minus 3 cancels the minus 3. So we ended up with what we wanted, which was that we have x on this side by itself. We are going to set that equal to this quantity here. So let's go ahead and distribute this. We're going to have, this is going to be 5 divided by minus 3 times y. That's going to be minus 11 divided by minus 3. All right, this is where we need to be very careful about our sign. We've got negatives here that are going to mess with us. So what we're going to end up with here is minus 5 over 3 times y. And this is where we have a minus and a minus. So this is going to end up being a this was supposed to be 55. This is the 5 times minus 11. So in this case, we're going to have 55 divided by 3. And we have this new expression now in terms of y. So what we're going to say now is that this is the inverse function of x. We're going to replace this y with x. So we're going to have minus 5 divided by 3 y, and then plus 55 over 3. All right, we've come up, I don't know whether I've mentioned this so far, but we are using the CARE method, which is our first step is to cover up the answers. We don't want to be tricked by what they're putting on there. This is going to be anticipate. This is going to reveal the answers, and then we're going to eliminate. So let's move on to that step. So pretend that you didn't look at these at all. Hopefully you didn't. So now we're going to reveal. This is our anticipated answer right here. So now we're revealing the answers. We have to pick from these. This one is not one we're going to pick because we do know. So we've done this, and now we've revealed. Now we're going to begin the elimination process. So the way that I did this was I said, we're looking for this coefficient for y, or I said this and then I didn't do it. We replaced the y with an x. Okay, so we're looking for the coefficient minus 5 over 3. So the 5 is in the numerator. If we have a coefficient where that doesn't occur, this one has minus 3 in the numerator. Boom, that's gone. This one has minus 3 in the numerator. That's gone. This one has minus 5 in the numerator. That's a possibility. This one has a plus 5 in the numerator, so that one's gone. And this one has a minus 5 in the numerator. So we're down to 2 possibilities. So just by doing that, we have eliminated 3 answers. Now we're going to look at the second term. And again, the sign is going to be crucial. We're looking for a plus. This one has a plus, this one has a minus, so that one is gone. So this one is our answer. So just as easy as that, we figured out the inverse function. A couple of key points here when we have, let's use a different color here. So we start out with a function, and then it asks for an inverse function. It's represented in this way. That means an inverse function. So one way to approach this is we're going to set the f of x equal to a new variable and then solve for x. So we went about that by doing regular algebra. We are now solving for y, so we're going to get everything in terms of x. What we ended up with was this. And when we get to this point, I should have emphasized that at this point, the x represents the inverse function of x. And then on the other side, we are now replacing our variable with x again. So this was our answer. And at this point, all we had to do was to find this answer among these possible answers. And this one turned out to be the answer. So it looks ugly, it looks nasty, but it's really not that bad if you are careful with your work. All right, thanks for your participation and have a great day.